I hope you're all having an amazing Monday so far. I hope you enjoyed your 3-day weekend away from the market, and hopefully you were able to reset your emotions heading into a new week. For this week, we do have the Fed minutes coming out, and I think that is the most important data for this entire week. And that'll be coming out on Wednesday, usual time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, which is, I believe, 10 a.m. for us in the West Coast. So that's about the only event that we have to watch out for heading into this week. And yeah, there's really not much happening. So this means that if the market is trending higher, it will likely continue to trend higher because there's nothing big that can really affect it. Now, do keep in mind, it is a short day trading week. So if this week, let's say, decides to be a pullback week, don't be too surprised either. However, I think the way that we have set up, the chances that we do advance higher is more likely than not. How are you doing, team? Did you do good on Friday? Did you stay away from the market? It was a great day. No losers today. Actually, Charles, I did have I had the Trump coin that was a really good winner over the weekend. I was up almost 3,000, and I ended up giving back over, I think, well, I'm only up I'm only up around 1 point yeah, about 1.6k. So yeah, I gave back about 1.4 1.5k there. And unfortunately, I had a really good entry on the Trump coin, but they just broke down another leg lower. I kept on scalp trading back to back, and I made some really good profits despite the ridiculous fees that Robinhood charges. Um, but yeah, I decided to keep it longer for the big President's Day, expecting a large move to happen, and it just never happened. However, I did make some really good profits on the futures, trading the S&P 500 over the last 2 days because the S&P 500 futures market was open, and I made 1.7k in total. So that was really good. I did trade it puts for most of the time. However, I did pick up a call, I think right around here. Right here is when I picked up a call earlier as well, and I made some profits too. But yeah, for the most part, that was what I did over the weekend. Nothing really, just uh took a rest, and I'm really looking forward to this week. Now let's analyze the S&P 500 team. This is what the S&P 500 looks like at the moment. We have been inside of this uptrend, and this uptrend started consolidating over the last couple of months, as we can see. And this consolidation did lead to a large move here, which then followed through with another consolidation. And now that consolidation is leading to a potential breakout heading into this week. So this is on the daily time frame here. This bullish flaggish formation is being identified on the daily time frame, which means that once we do have a breakout above 608, we can trade it on the smaller time frame as well, trading with the momentum of this given trend by trading above 609.50 area. So this is something that I am looking forward to heading into this week. And I'm expecting more upside to follow through. So it is okay to get pullbacks this week, and don't be shocked if we do, because it is a low volume trading week. But for the most part, it is more likely that we are going to buy the dips and continue to extend higher from here, especially given the breakout levels that we have on SPY and QQQ. Now, looking at QQQ, you all know we were very bullish on this particular sector here. And let's take a look at the technology sector. I did make a post about it last week. We said that our target was going to be this range here on QQQ, and here we are now trading inside of that range. So we have gone from where we thought we would be following through with more upside around 523, and here we are now trading at 539. So if you did make money with us last week, just know this is how we did it. This is why I was bullish for most of the week and really buying the dips and trading with the live trading room there, because I was comfortable trading the given trending market, as we can see there, heading towards that range. So now that we are at that range, it is possible to see a little bit of digestion on QQQ, followed by more upside. We are too far away from the 20 EMA line, so don't be shocked if we do get a pullback heading into this week, but do expect more upside to follow through in the following weeks. So here's how you're going to really trade this week, okay, team? Let's say Monday opens up with some really big upside and we end up, let's say, going up to 541 and so forth on QQQ. Expect some sort of pullback to come in from there towards 533 to further establish, turn this resistance level into support, and then expect further expansion to come in the following weeks. So what you can really do is you can buy the dip, but make sure you give yourself plenty of time, okay, going with the current ongoing trend without really limiting yourself to short-term expirations and short-term, pretty much short-term market noise. But yeah, just looking at QQQ here, we can see we definitely have a lot of room towards the upside. Looking at the weekly chart as well, we look even more bullish. The weekly chart looks very bullish. We finally have a breakout from this long consolidation, and it looks like bulls are going to step in with another green week there. The TTM squeeze on the weekly time frame here shows that we are at the end stage of this consolidation here, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a breakout higher to retest the upper resistance line of this channel there. Now let's take a look at SPY as well. SPY on the weekly chart also, we can see it is breaking out of this consolidation, and the TTM squeeze is coming to the end stage, and could go from light red bars, meaning cool off, to printing solid green bars again, signifying a squeeze operation back in motion. So yeah, above 608.98, you can continue to be long on the S&P 500, buying the dips or trading the 5-minute time frame breakouts and so forth, scalping it to the upside, knowing that bulls are going to continue to advance from here. So far, any questions on QQQ and SPY market movement, team, heading into this week? So far, no questions. Let's move on and take a look at some of the stocks that I am watching for this week here, team. Now, some stocks that I am watching, and I'm going to also give you two stocks that I'm also going to short on the downside if the market does start to, let's say, look weak. Okay, so let's say that one of the days we were trading and all of a sudden the market started looking really weak and looking like it was going to drop a lot. Then there are two stocks I'm also going to share that we can short and make some really nice profit on the put, using 2 to 3 week out expiration. All right, so give me one moment here, team. I do have some swings here, and some of the trades are also positions that I'm holding as well. Now, Rainbond called this out last week. Win Resorts, I really like this particular trade here. I know that we already traded this and made some nice profit using pretty much using Rainbond's alert. But I am going to get back in on this particular trade here for another breakout of this downtrend here towards 96 and then 107. Now, the way that I am going to trade this particular setup here is by buying Win January 16. I'm going to buy Win January 16, 2026 expiration for the 115 call strike. and I'm going to pick up the trade around 4.50 premium or lower heading into Tuesday's session. But yeah, team, the reason why I'm entering this trade is because we do have volume here. You can see volume is 3 times as much as the usual. And the last time we saw that was around here. And that also led to more upside. So the fact that we are breaking this downtrend here and also regaining the 200 SMA line makes this a good trade. So there's a good chance that I'm going to pick up this particular trade here. Win January 16, 2026, 115 call at 4.50 premium or lower. All right. Now let's take a look at DXCM. DXCM is another trade here. I know we already traded this and we made some really nice profits here. It does look great for another entry here because it is going to continue to expand from here, especially given that we reported or we had a positive reaction to earnings. So the way that I'm going to trade DXCM upside from here is by picking up DXCM September 17, 110 call at 4.50 premium range for a swing trade. So DXCM September 19, 110 call at 4.50 range. I'm going to alert that trade as well for the team. But yeah, I feel very comfortable going with the market here. The reason why I feel comfortable with trading Win and some other long positions here is because the market shows that it is strong to continue to advance higher. All right. So now that we looked at 2 swing trades here, team, let's go over Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, pretty much the big tech stocks and see what they're doing. Apple stock here is obviously looking very bullish. And if you do get some sort of pullback on this particular stock towards 230, 238, I think this is going to be a good opportunity to continue to go longer, expecting a new high to be achieved above 246 in the range of anywhere between, 255 or even 250, honestly, 250.35. So the dips on Apple will likely continue to be bought towards those levels. Any questions on Apple so far, team? And if you do buy it, make sure you trade the September 19 calls, okay? Don't trade June expirations. Give yourself plenty of time. Now let's go to Nvidia. Nvidia is also looking very bullish here. Tech stocks in general are looking very bullish. So if we do get any pullback on this particular stock, we also expect it to continue to advance higher. Now, this particular stock may not pull back on Monday and instead just advance towards its gap fill at 142.63. Yes, you heard me, Nvidia being back to 143, 142. Matter of fact, it's already at 140. What did I tell you just 2 weeks ago, team? I told you 2 weeks ago, we may not go up right away in just the right instant we enter, but the levels that we're entering is really good, and you don't always expect the trends to be rebounding right away. Give the market some time to create that curve, and you'll see that rebound right away as soon as investors really price in the fact that this was completely an overreaction. But yeah, if you entered those trades with us on Nvidia, you made some great profits. I made some great profits. I honestly made over $9,000 on Nvidia just in February. And keep in mind, I got out on this day right here at 210, and I still made that much. All right, let's take a look at Tesla here. Tesla is inside of this bullish falling wedge here. The dip is going to continue to get bought on Tesla, especially given that we are inside of this smart money demand zone and that we have already retested the bottom of this bullish falling wedge channel. So yeah, Tesla will basically be making its way up towards the 370s and likely filling this gap here. We have two gaps. We have one gap at 392 and then the other gap left out at 404 that are going to be the first targets that I would look into with any upside catalyst that Tesla does get. But yeah, so far this stock already got the retest of the 30% buy signal retest. And given that we are in an uptrending market, this will continue to get bought back up. But make sure if you do trade it, do not trade it with short-term expirations. Give yourself plenty of time, okay? If you do pick it up, you can pick up Rain Bond's recommendation for this particular one. Tesla June 20, 420 call at 587 with a stop loss at 465. All right, we have covered. Okay, so the next stock is Meta. So Meta is one of the two stocks that I told you that I would short if market starts showing weakness. Now, the reason why I would do that is because we can see that we have gone up. I mean, greatly above this particular resistance level at 631. We have expanded far away from the 20 EMA line. And if we do get one or two more green sessions from here, I would expect a big sell-off candle from profit takers, pretty much skewing profits and waiting for the moving averages here to catch up. So the TTM squeeze is now printing light red bars, which means it is entering the cool off phase. And the cool off phase is when we go from expansion back to contraction close to the 20 EMA line. So this is what I will be taking advantage of on the downside. Meta, and we'll take a look at the second stock as well. But yeah, for Meta, the way that I'm trading it is, like I said, team, another green session would get us around here, and that would be a really good put trade for a big, let's say, sell-off candle to even get us back down to, let's say, 725 and print some really nice profits. This could pull back even more given just how far away we are from the 20 EMA line. So this is why Meta is going to be one of the stocks that I will short if the market hits any sort of, let's say, any sort of downside, any sort of red. I'm going to go to Meta and Netflix. We'll take a look at Netflix in a second as well. But yeah, team, the way that I'll be trading Meta is I'm not going to pick up, let's say, something that's close to the money and spend 1,500. I'm going to pick up something that's really far out of the money. With the condition that I'm not going to keep it long. I'm going to either hold it for a day or two, and then once it pulls back, get out of the trade for profit and be done with that. So I'm looking at the monthly expiration there for the 670 put. The 670 put is currently trading at 4.50 and is going to be even cheaper heading into this week. So what you can do is, or what we are going to do is, once it drops to, let's say, 3.0 or 2.70, we're going to pick it up. And just as it goes up 40%, 45, 60%, we secure profit and we walk away from that trade. Now, that's Meta, one of the trades that I will short if the market is weak. The second trade is Netflix. Now, for Netflix, I would like it to go up just a little bit more. And once it goes up a little bit more to, let's say, around 1,075, 1,073, I'm going to look into possible market weakness so that I can short the opportunity of this pullback and make some really nice profit, because we're obviously very overbought and these stocks are going to touch their 20 EMA line eventually. So if the market does show any weakness, those are the two stocks that I am going to short, Netflix and Meta, just for a 1 or 2 day overnight session. Put pretty much secure the profit on the put and then walk away. Now let's go back to covering the rest of the tech stocks. Microsoft has been a bit stagnant here, but the candles are getting smaller, and heading into tomorrow's trading session, or especially this week, I'm expecting a nice curve up for Microsoft where it starts to print some hollow candles like these, showing that buyers are stepping in. If we fail to see that, that will definitely be concerning. But I think that is going to happen. We definitely have a lot of time on our Microsoft trades. So just be a little bit more patient. We are definitely overbought, and we know that just one more liquidity is going to attract a lot of buying from this, followed by a big rally back up. Let's wait a little bit more on Microsoft. I'm confident that buyers are going to show up here. I think this is a good level. They just may be waiting for some sort of liquidity. Sometimes these particular stocks don't really move until we got some sort of liquidity from the downside. But yeah, Microsoft, although it is standing on very shaky floors here, it's not yet fully a losing trade. Give it a little bit, give it a day or two, and give it a week or two, and we should see some really good progress on Microsoft. Once we see good progress on Microsoft and our trade turns back to green, we may even look into far better opportunities targeting I'm talking about leap call options targeting 1 to 2 years out for a potential to trade this big bullish pennant formation that has been formulating on the weekly and monthly time frame here. So once we do get the right candle reactions at this level of support, and we regain the 20 EMA line on the weekly chart, I am going to buy those uh, call options on Microsoft that are over a year out in anticipation of historic all-time highs being broken within the next year and a half, and even new all-time highs being met around the 500 level. Matter of fact, team, just to show you how safe Microsoft stock is, recently there was a shareholder voting for Microsoft to add crypto to their Bitcoin to their reserve assets, and they said no, they were not okay with that, and the reason why is because they said it was too volatile. So you can see, despite many companies being involved, you got stocks like Microsoft that are really taking the safe route, and they're going to continue to grow from here. So I know that they may be missing out, but the point is, I'm talking about in regards to to safety. It's just one of those stocks that thinks about the long term, and I think over the long term, this giant will continue to grow. All right, so we talked about Microsoft, Nvidia, Meta. Oh yes, so team, I do want to mention that um, breaking down the particular sectors that are getting rotation, it looks like rotation is flowing into the technology sector, which is XLK. Now, before we break down even further into where in the technology industries rotation is flowing into, let's just take a look at some of the other sectors and see if rotation is indeed flowing into XLK. So far, XLK, really nice bull flag here. We're breaking the 237 resistance on the weekly chart. The TTM squeeze is cooling off, coming towards the end stage of another squeeze firing. And this could see some upside. So now let's go take a look at some other sectors here. XLC, this one is from Meta. This is the sector that Meta is part of. So if we take a look at analyze here, we can see Meta and Netflix are part of XLC, which is communications and streaming platforms. And yeah, Meta is 21%, Netflix is 7%. And this is why this particular sector is up so much. Oh, Zoom user said Amazon. We're going to take a look at Amazon in a second here too, actually. Thank you so much for the reminder. We did forget about that one. This is the XLE sector, team. The XLE sector, don't fully take, what I mean is, like, don't ignore this one entirely, because don't overlook it, because it is in a multi-year, it is in a 4-year bullish ascending formation, with bulls maintaining a resistance line at 93, but having higher demand with each time the stock has sold off. Sorry, the particular sector overall has sold off, the energy sector. So we can see back in 2021, the dip was bought at 65. 2022, the dip was bought at 76. sorry, 2022, the dip was bought at 66. 2023, the dip was bought at 77. 2024, the dip was bought at 81. 2021, the dip is bought. 2025, the dip is being bought at 87. And what this is going to lead to is a major bullish ascending breakout in the towards the 130s in the energy sector within the next 2 years. So do keep this in mind, okay? Over the next 2 years, the energy sector could be one of those particular sectors that could benefit greatly. And some of the stocks that are in the energy sector are XOM, CVX, COP, WMB, EOG, OKE, SLB, KMI, MPC. We've already alerted two of those stocks. We've alerted Oxy shares for our team, and we've also picked up Halliburton contract for January 2026. I believe it's a 35 call. And there are other great stocks you can pick up. You can pick up CVX to collect dividends as well, and it's just a great stock to diversify your portfolio with. And it is still relatively cheap, in my opinion. And I think over the next couple of years here, the energy sector is going to get that expansion. You see, team, every single sector has these particular expansions. Matter of fact, we were just looking at how much XLC had gone up. And over the last couple of years, sorry, not couple of years, actually last year, I was thinking if XLC was going to, once we saw that bullish demand candle, I was thinking if we are going to expand to 86. And right here, I was thinking if we are going to see new historic all-time highs. I took it one candle at a time at the breakouts. Mentioned for the team when we did get those breakouts during the meetings, and here we are now seeing crazy historic all-time highs. So I'm expecting the same thing to happen with the technologies. Sorry, with the energy sector. I think there's going to be growth over the upcoming years here on the energy sector, and we want to utilize on that. Now, do keep in mind there's a resistance level at 101 for XLE. So that is a very nice, clear, easy target for us up ahead to look into for the next 2 years. But yeah, we'll talk more about the XLE sector within the upcoming months, but especially as Trump makes more pretty much talks more about everything really, the geopolitical stuff that's going to greatly affect um oil prices, especially in relation to the petrodollar. So we'll see how this one goes, but I'll be watching it. Just want to let you know that over the next couple years, we're going to greatly benefit from this expansion on the energy sector here. All right, so XLF has continued to advance higher, but it is one of those stocks that's seeing a bearish divergence with the RSI seeing a lower print, a lower high, while the stock is rising higher. So do be careful on XLF because it can possibly see some pullback. I'm not saying short it, but I'm just saying don't be surprised if you enter here and your trade goes red. Now, XLY, this is the sector that Amazon is part of. And if we take a look at the XLY sector, sorry, the consumer staples, sorry, consumer discretionaries, it is cooling off here on the weekly chart. We do have a bullish hammer here that could follow through with some upside towards 232. So if this particular sector does rise, this means Amazon, Tesla, HD, McDonald's, those stocks are going to rise as well. TJX, Starbucks, NKE, and so forth. We saw ABNB beating earnings, and but yeah, team. Amazon. Let's take a look at Amazon here. Amazon is definitely trading at these very, very overbought levels on the weekly chart. And I honestly would not trade it up here. I would wait it out a little bit and just let it pull back and buy it from there. But if you do trade it on the daily time frame here heading into this week, with the market tides, the fact that the market could be rising higher, and let's say you want to trade it with the market tides, you can do so with a stop loss at 227.37. If they go below that, do not be in that Amazon call. Other than that, it would be something that I would stay out of. because there isn't really a clear indication to trade. Um, yeah, team, that's about it. Oh yeah, let's take a look at the sectors here. So we took a look at XLY, XLRE, real estate sector, no rotation so far. Material sector, no rotation so far. XLU showing some weakness. It is getting rotation, but showing some weakness here. XLI, the industrials sector, showing some weakness here. XLP consumer staples, we did get some upside on this one, but we do have a bearish engulfing print on the daily time frame, so showing some weakness here. XLV, the healthcare sector, after Rain Bond got out of all of her trades on the healthcare, we can see that healthcare is pulling back with a bearish engulfing. So you see where I'm going with this, right, team? All of these sectors are showing weakness, and where's rotation heading into? XLK, the technology sector. Now, if we go to the technology sector, what are some stocks here within this holding? We got Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, AVGO, CRM, Oracle, Cisco, PLTR, ACN, IBM, now ADBE, Qualcomm, AMD. Now, team, the reason why I do want to mention this is because rotation, although it is coming into the technology sector, it has been flowing into, in my opinion, into the semiconductors, and this just came to my mind here because I did have a trade. I did have another trade for the team, but I forgot to mention. So the other trade that I have for the team is on semiconductor. This particular stock is very oversold here. It is a semiconductor stock, and I believe that with rotation flowing into the semiconductors, this can see some tremendous upside. So the way that I am trading this particular setup here is by buying the January 16, the January 16. Let's see, which one was I looking at? Give me one moment. I think I was looking at the 70 call here, team. So January 16, actually, I might have been looking at a different trade. Give me one moment here, team. I don't remember which one. Oh, yeah, I found it. So I was looking at, I actually was looking at the 70 call for January 16, 2026 expiration, the 70 call strike. But give me one moment. I do want to see where I posted. Okay, I found it. There we go. So, on January 16, 2026, 70 call at 4.0, and that's going to be a long-term swing trade idea, a swing trade alert. It is we are buying it at a lower low, and we are really expecting this to go all the way back up towards um pretty much the falling resistance line there. And yeah, that means that a lot of room to cover with a lot of time on our contract to be away from to get to really get the upper hand on the Greeks and make some nice profit from this trade. So this is something that I am going to alert for the team, and you can grab it yourself as well into Monday session and just hold on to this contract on January 16, 2026, 70 call at 4.0, a long-term swing trade. All right, team. But yeah, that's where I expect rotation to go into. Hopefully, I did not leave you confused now that we are at the end of this session. Hopefully, you have a good understanding of what we are expecting heading into this upcoming, heading into the upcoming weeks. The reason why I say upcoming weeks is because I don't want you guys to be trading short-term expirations heading into this short-term trading week with the market coming down and then pretty much going up and resuming the uptrend from this breakout we are having on the S&P 500, just advancing and advancing and advancing higher in a directional market, while you were left behind because you decided to trade short-term expirations. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time and just understand that you are going to make profits going with the overall trend of this market. I do want to take a look at a few stocks here for the team really fast. We forgot to mention Goog for the team. Now, Goog is actually holding this resistance level here and turning it into support. The fact that we are turning that level into support is really good. We're turning that breakout level into support and heading into this week. It does look like bulls can potentially step in to take Goog towards 192.52 area. That would be really nice to see on Goog. Um, I think this is a good buy. I honestly think Rainbond got a really good buy on this particular trade, especially given given that the fact that we have so much time. The reason why I emphasize on that is because look at what we have done over the last couple months and even over the last few years for the team there. We bought Apple, we bought Google calls right there, we sold it on the rally. We bought the Google calls on this dip, we sold it on the rally. We even bought it right here, which Rainbond did. Now I was the one who bought it right there, and then Rainbond bought it right here. And now here we are again. Rainbond's buying it. So we have been buying the dip on this amazing stock, and it continues to recover every time it does take these big dips from earnings or sometimes just disruption news, really. Um, let's take a look at TTD. TTD, oh my goodness, what happened to this stock, Bahar? This could be a good buy, by the way. This could be a good buy. This stock is actually um, wow, this could be a good buy here. I know that we don't buy stocks after earnings, but this could be a good buy. If it does go down to $77, Bahar, keep us on keep us keep us updated because we're going to pick up a long-term swing trade on this for a nice move back up to at least above 92.3. I think this is going to recover. I know a lot of these stocks will continue to go down, but I believe once TTD comes down to 76 dollars, this will get a nice rebound back up to at least 92.31. That weekly chart is not too pretty. That's what Rainbond said. Oh my goodness. Wow. I agree with you. The weekly chart does not look good, but with a stock like this that is that good, I mean, you can see it. It's a very, very solidified stock. It's gotten those same sort of reactions before and it's gotten bought back up. So I think if we go down to, let's say, this level here, especially close to the 200 SMA line, it will get exactly, Juan. It'll get a nice 200 SMA bounce to at least $92.31 in my opinion. We'll keep an eye out for this one. I think this will be, I agree, Rain Bond. A retracement on this one is definitely likely. We'll keep an eye out. I think it's going to recover, team. My opinion, I think this will see a nice retracement back up. Now, team, I do want to talk about one of my trades. Actually, we did talk about semiconductors getting some rotation. I know this is going to hurt some of your heads here, but AMD, AMD could actually be. I know that. I know I could never say that, but it could be a good long-term leap call here. When the CEO is buying, we buy too, and I think this could be a good buy on AMD. You're out of your mind. Oh man. I agree with you. I honestly I All right, let's take a look at AVGO. So I know AVGO did get some sort of pullback on Friday, team. It scared me a little bit because I was like, are they seriously going to have all this pullback? Sorry, are they really going to have all this consolidation just to break down? But fortunately, they did come back up towards the closing session. So if you don't have this particular trade, I picked up AVGO June 20, 310 call at 6.20 that you can pick up on Tuesday session tomorrow for a potential breakout above 235.88, which I think will send the stock towards 244. I honestly think AVGO is a good one. And yeah, if that swing trade is something that interests you for a week or so, you can definitely do so. Muhammad said I have a question on Nvidia and Apple. As soon as the market opens, can we buy a call as it's supposed to go up? That's not a good approach in some cases, and let me explain those cases. If you buy a stock on, let's say, Nvidia, when it's up, you see it's currently it's trading at 138.85 and it's now at 140.40. If you buy it at the top, let's say right here, and it ends up pulling back down, that will be a bad. You'll basically be catching a top. So it would be better if we wait for a good opportunity, rather than trying to buy right at the opening session. Now, let me tell you which times you do buy right at the opening session. Okay, Mohammed. So let's say when you remember when Nvidia was right here at this level, we could have bought sorry, on this one, sorry, no, actually, I wouldn't even say those ones. This one, team, yes, you could have bought on this day, matter of fact, at 122.83, and that would have been an amazing opportunity. But I do want to show you some trades where you can buy the next day right at the opening session. Matter of fact, even this one right here, Muhammad, you see this one right here, the day we closed above 116.68. The very next day, you could have bought Nvidia at 116 point, let's say, 0.91 right at the opening session, and that would have been a really good swing trade long term because your risk to reward was really good. But if we buy it here, that's you can see what I mean. It's just very high up, and it could be the top for that stock before we see a good pullback. Now, let's take a look at some stocks where you actually buy them right at the opening session. You see this one right here? You see this one? You could pretty much buy a call. If you ever see a candle like that, a bullish engulfing candle like that, you can buy a call the very next day as soon as bulls print a bullish green candle right at the opening session around 2:33. At this time, yes, you can 100%. On this day also, on this day, the very next day, you could have bought an Apple call right at the opening session and expect it to advance higher. But yeah, just wanted to give you some insight on which kind of trades you can buy right at the opening and which kind of trades you should actually wait it out. Um, Rainbond just shared this, saying this is AMD. By the way, team, for those of you that are wondering, but yeah, this is the AMD weekly time frame, and it looks like a cup and handle still on that large time frame. Actually, the monthly time frame, we have a doji here, and if this doji ends up printing a green candle, it will likely be a very large green candle all the way towards the 140s. I'm not saying this will be the case here, team, but honest to God, it does not look too bad. So we can see this stock has gotten these big correction waves, and whenever it has these big corrective waves, it gets some pretty big candles following through in the year in the next 2 years. So um, I'll see how this one goes, but I'm honestly, I know that we have lost on AMD before. I am going to potentially look for some opportunities heading into the following weeks here because if especially if we do print a nice green candle, a nice demand candle on the weekly time frame, I think that will signify a nice reversal here at these very deep oversold levels. That can really see significant room in the next 2 years. But yeah, team, that's all for me. That concludes my analysis for today. Let me just see what the team has. Dell, let's take a look at Dell here. So Dell on the weekly chart here has a bullish piercing somewhat. And now we have a follow through candle. So heading into this week, I think the chances of Dell going higher is definitely there, higher towards 121 in this base rally. I think this will be a good trade to take for a swing trade. Let's say you may swing trade, let's say June calls, but make sure you secure profit pretty much 2 to 3 days after on this base rally setup. But yeah, I think this is tradable towards a couple more green sessions. That's true. AMD does love to surprise. Now let's take a look at PLTR. Team PLTR is something that I would definitely stay away from at these extremely elevated levels, especially taking into account Trump's possible defunding of the military contracts. I think a lot of these companies are going to be affected. So if Trump does reduce some spending on defense, which I find a little bit unlikely, but if he does, then you can expect that to come off of PLTR and a lot of these stocks. Basically, the shares, the contraction starting for a lot of these defense stocks like PLTR and so forth. Um, but yeah, I would definitely stay away from trading it at these overbought levels. You can see the volume is dying out as well. It's really not a level to be buying. I see Kumar shared HIMS, Grab, and RKLB. Let's take a look at some of those stocks here. HIMS, I would definitely 100% stay away from this one. Do not chase it up here. Do not chase HIMS up here. Grab, let's take a look at Grab. Grab does not look too bad. Sorry about that, team. Just sneezed. Been feeling a little bit off the weather today. SMCI. Oh man, Dali, I gotta say, SMCI is just on a tear here. My gosh, look at SMCI here. If we break this downtrend here, this could see a major expansion higher. And look at the volume. The volume has been rising. The TTM squeeze is going above 70%. I think this stock could go above 49 tomorrow. And oh wow, it's already doing it after hours. It's already trading at 50. Wow, already up $3 after hours. I knew it. Um, thank you so much, Jimmy. Oh, team, I see one of our team mentioned Mara. Oh, I thought it was Myrna. I'm not sure how to feel about Mara here. Um, definitely at the support. Definitely at the support. Rain Bond may grab us a 2027 call here. Maybe when the time is right. Wait out until after ERC. I love that. Rain Bond said wait it out until after ER for Mara. Now, team, I do want to talk about Myrna here. Rainbond, if you're available to give us, if you're available to share your thoughts for a few minutes, give us a thumbs up in the chat. If not, give us a thumbs down. And yeah, if not, we'll just see you in the live trading room tomorrow. But yeah, team, I want to talk about Myrna. If Rainbond is available, if not, I'll talk
Yeah,
about it.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. You can just share your chart there. I'll talk about it. Let me just pull it up on my end here. Okay, so can you go on, are you on a weekly time frame? Okay, yeah, that's
I am
actually
now.
a weekly. Okay, yeah, so for Mara team, we're gonna add likely another contract on our January 16th, 2026 call. Um, so this one has a nice long-legged doji here on the weekly time frame. And as you can see, the TTM squeeze still has fuel to fire that squeeze to the upside. And this honestly looks like to me like a more of a blow off the bottom candle here on the weekly chart. And there's also volume coming in. Um, the daily chart looks like a really nice candle here. This looks like a um, bullish engulfing or a Marubozu type of candle. So we're gonna add on our positions for this one for towards at least 47.50. Um, I think they're gonna establish further support here or gonna accumulate more buyers around the 32 level. support level for Mara. That's the major monthly and weekly support. Um, yeah, so for this one, I know we're down, but we're gonna add another contract for this one. What do you think, Patty?
I agree with you, and I do want to point some things about some things out about this particular trade here.
You said Mora several times. Is it Myrna or Mora?
That was Myrna. That was Myrna. So for Myrna, honestly, I just like I would say I would even encourage the team to buy another contract that's much longer. So instead of buying the same particular, let's say, expiration, instead of buying the same or adding to the same expiration, which honestly I think is a good idea too. But if you guys can, you could add to a even a better contract, a better strike price, maybe even a longer expiration or the same expiration, but just a better strike price now that you have the confirmation of volume and a post earnings bullish reaction. Now, team, do keep in mind this particular trade here is this particular trade here uh, is a do you all remember the recent conference or slash interview that we had with Massa and Trump, Massa, Trump, and the Larry Edison, the CEO of Oracle? So Myrna is one of the stocks that I think is also going to be involved for the healthcare, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rainbond, but I think Myrna mRNA is part of that plan, the $500 billion plan, and I think over the upcoming months here, the reason why we are trying to invest into this one, or keep in mind we're not investing a large amount, we're keeping it simple. Okay, we're taking a trade here that doesn't break our account, but at the same time can profit us a good amount. It's just like any of our other trades. Okay, but this one is a longer term swing trade that can really pay off when we do get that momentum, or if or when we do get that momentum coming in for an uptrend, as soon as traders do pretty much talk about it on that hype. So we may be early, but we are giving ourselves plenty of time. And I think we're making a good investment here. Um, Jorge said mRNA, Myrna, and any vaccine stock is going to suffer due to the new health secretary. I see. Is that because of they are. I see. I see. Actually, yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense too. Team, that's all for me. Yeah, Jorge, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but yeah, he doesn't believe in vaccines. I just, yeah, which is quite wild, like vaccines have helped us eradicate so many diseases that used to kill humans back then. But yeah, team, that's all for me. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and let's meet up. Let's meet up in the live trading room tomorrow. Um, let's Kumar. I think we did talk about Mara. Honestly, for Mara, we're going to wait it out for now. We're not really. We're going to wait it out until after earnings, like Rainbond mentioned. We're not. We're not in a hurry for this particular stock because we simply have to wait earnings out until February 25th, which is another 2 weeks, another week and a half. So once we do get the right reaction off of earnings, we are going to trade it from there. I have a Mara 20 call, but expires in April. I see. That's definitely short term. But yeah, you trade, manage it well, Jorge. Make sure you Apple event this week. Oh. That's very interesting, Rain Bond. We have an Apple event this week. Thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you so much for your time, team. I really, really appreciate your time. I hope I gave some good information so that we can use it this week and make some nice profit. I have been trading futures. I want to see what futures is doing. But yeah, this is futures here, team. This is the S&P 500 futures. We can see the TTM squeeze has been cooling off on the daily time frame, and it just looks like we're getting ready for a potential expansion higher on low volume heading into this week. If that turns out to be the case, we'll try and take advantage of it in the live trading room by going with the momentum of this trend. I trade futures on TOS. Thank you so much, Jorge. I really, really appreciate that, you guys. Thank you so much.